Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good evening, good night, whatever time this live is coming to you. So, the title of this live is Get into a Routine No Matter What. And I realized since I was quarantined with COVID for 1 week and I stopped working out with my aunt about, I'm gonna say, it's been a month and a half because she had it. I didn't get it from her, but she had it and we were workout buddies for, every single day we would come to the gym and we'd work out. And, my routines changed a lot. I started working and I was quarantined for a little bit, so I kind of got out of the routine. But on Monday, on Labor Day, that was the first day that I actually walked for over an hour, and that was great. But I just want to motivate you guys to get into a routine for exercise, no matter what. I could tell when I took about, honestly, like a month off. And I can feel it I can feel it. Like, I know people say, oh, you've gained 5, 10, 15 pounds, that's not a lot, but when you're only 5'2", 10, 15 pounds, you can feel that, you feel me? So I'm definitely getting back into it. I felt the change in my knee when I gained a little bit of weight, so I don't want my knee to start popping out. So yeah, I'm just doing a little motivation video to say get back into it, y'all. Try not to do a lot of emotional eating. I need to get back into it. So I'm starting with making sure that no matter what, starting today, I'm gonna do a mile a day and some strength training. So yeah, y'all, I don't know how much I weigh right now, but I could feel it. I can feel the pounds, and I can feel it in my knees. So it's like, oh Lord, have mercy. I'm gonna do a mile, and I'm gonna keep it at that, and do some. So right now I'm almost to a mile. I'm not gonna push myself to run because I don't feel like running right now. But I am gonna walk on here for a mile a day and then bump it up to 2 miles, and so on and so forth. That's what I'm about to do. So, motivation. And hey, Roxy. Hey, thank you for the thumbs up. Yeah, I'm just trying to stay healthy. Going back to work after being out for a whole week, it wasn't that bad, but I need to make sure that I eat breakfast in the morning. I did not have a good breakfast yesterday, so the day was really hard. So I made sure that I ate oatmeal today, and then I'm not eating a whole lot of meat, but I'm gonna try to just eat greens today, and salad. I stopped being a vegetarian because that's just what I decided to do, but I could definitely feel the difference. So I know I can't eat everything that my kids eat. They are a lot. They're young. They can eat whatever they want to eat, but for the most part, we eat healthy. I'm gonna eat some almonds and make myself a salad for work. And yeah, I'm gonna try my best to walk a mile every day before I go to work, because that's just what I need to do. Roxy, I hope you're doing good. Oh my goodness, I'm glad I made myself get up. Sometimes it's just hard to get started, and thank you, Pamela. I'm not going to say the whole name because I don't want to mess it up, for giving me suggestions on what type of content to talk about. I had a conversation with Pamela in one of my videos, and she was asking me, you know, what type of content, or if I was going to talk about the mommy sector, and I asked her to give me some suggestions on what to talk about. And she suggested I do current events, and, you know, I told her that, you know, now that I'm working in the field that I'm working in, the medical field, I am just exhausted. I don't really care to know exactly what's going on YouTube too much. I check in on the people that I support as much as I can. And Pamela suggested that I talk about my journey in the medical field. And I said, you know what? I shared with her that I'm not going to share too much about my personal life that way, because somebody on this app contacted my job in 2022. Majority of it, partly I was at fault for it because I was stupid and foolish at sharing my location. And so, you know, my job was compromised in 2022. So the only thing I will share is that I graduated and that I have a career. And that's it, because there's people on this app that want to jeopardize your livelihood. They ain't got nothing else better to do but to screenshot around where you are and find out where you are. So yeah, thank you for the thumbs up. So I've learned, it was a learning lesson, but there's only one person on here that knows what I do for a living, but I trust that person would not ever jeopardize my livelihood. So I think, yeah, I know they contacted my job. I was working in the mental health part of the medical field, and they contacted my job, and it compromised my job to where half my hours were cut, girl. And then they ended up phasing out a position because I had two jobs under the entity that I worked for. And so they said that I violated HIPAA. I ended up actually having a lawsuit and won, which helped me a lot. It did, because I'm not going to say exactly. I will share. I could share that. Like, it was a lawsuit because it caused a lot of stress, and I wasn't supported. So I was able to get compensated for that. But ultimately, they phased out another position of my job, and I ended up losing that job. And so I don't trust sharing too much on this app at all, Roxy. I have three, my oldest, he's 24, 25, so he pretty much takes care of himself, but I got kids to take care of, and myself, and, you know, I'll pray for those people who did that to me. I know that karma is real, and God doesn't like ugly. I don't wish nothing bad on those people, but the people that did that to me, girl, I'm pretty sure something's happened in their life. But I don't wish no harm on them or nothing like that. But yeah, that's why I'm like, you know what? And all I did you file a police report? I didn't have any proof. I couldn't file a police report. I didn't file a police report. What I did was, my job caused me like a lot of stress, and I had a workman's comp case, and I was able to, get what I felt like was a fair settlement from what happened to me. Yes, I did. Because they could not prove what they were accusing me of doing. There was nothing that was false accusations. Yes, I did. So I feel like it was fair, like my settlement was fair. It allowed me to live comfortably for a while until, and it also, it was a blessing, because what I'll say is this. Sometimes, I'm gonna say in my situation, God closed that door for me. I feel like, in a way, God closed a door for me to open up another wonderful opportunity for me. And so, I'm not gonna even say I have a job, but say I have a career. But your job don't know about cyberbullying. You know, at this point, or at that point at the time, I didn't really feel like it was worth a fight to fight for it, because it caused me so much stress and anxiety. And you know, I was there for 4 years, and I feel like certain places serve its purpose. Yeah, old job. Yeah, okay. Yes, I did, and it served its purpose, because that was the first job I got from being sober and recovery, because I was a housewife. Well, I worked in the medical field between the age of, when I first started in my 20s. I guess I can talk about it, but not give details. I worked, and then I stopped. When I got married, I became a housewife, and so I did not work in the medical field for almost for years, for almost 9 years. But after going through my separation and moving forward towards a divorce, my husband obviously is not I'm not a housewife anymore, so I had to get out there and get a job. And so, you know, when I became sober, I lost, a lot of people say you gain things, and I gained things, but I also lost things too. And it's crazy, because I was listening to, I think his name is, whoever Megan Good's ex-husband is. A lot of people be clowning on him, but he had some good points. I think his name's Devon Franklin or something like that, but I heard he said something that really resonated with me. And he said something along the lines, and I might even do a topic on it, how even though a lot of people think you can lose things, but underneath losing something, there's something that God is revealing to you, or there's a blessing that comes out of it. And so, you know, even though I lost that job, it was my first job in recovery, and I also, the first 18 months of sobriety, my ex-husband and I, we separated. I'm just gonna call him my ex, because it's just so odd to keep saying ex-husband, because the divorce is not finalized yet. So I'm just gonna say my ex, because that's what he is. You know, I prayed for my ex to find God, because he was pretty much an atheist when we were together, even though we got married in church. And at the time when we were together, he respected my faith, my religion, and he would come to church with me and the boys and everything, but he wasn't really a believer. And so I prayed for him to find God, and you know what? He found God, even though, you know, it didn't work out how I felt like in my favor, because I wanted him to find God and stay family and stay married, stay a devoted husband. But you know what? And I used to talk to God like, God, why did he find you, but he left his family, you know? But under all that loss, even though I feel like it didn't work out for my favor at the time, I'm glad that he's changed into the man that he is now, even though it is worth it. Sometimes people are better off apart than together, and I just have to trust in the process, you know. And then also the job that I had, it served its purpose, because it was the first job that I had after you said, yes, God turns negative into positive. Yeah, through all the pain and sorrow, there's something that's good that's gonna come out of it. You know, I just have to be patient. And yeah, and I'm still figure out who KP is, who Keisha Payne is, you know, and get through this thing called life, raising young men into becoming great men as they, you know, mature. It's not easy. You know, I remember my ex used to say, oh, you think you could do it all by yourself? And he used to quote Chris Tucker and be like, oh yeah, you know, you could drive. What was it, Chris Tucker who said it? He said something about like, you could drive your car with your feet, but doesn't mean it's a good idea. I don't know. Sometimes I think about that as they're getting older, you know, having them grow up without a male figure in the home. It is a challenge, but I pray to God every day to help me find the right words and the right balance of discipline to help them mature in life as you know, respectable young men. You know, it is a lot of work being a mother of the boys. There's a lot of testosterone in my home, you know. But I know God's gonna help me get through it, and they're great. And I'm grateful that I'm able to make a living for myself and show them that I'm not gonna let past experiences with being addicted to alcohol, with alcoholism, failed relationships, any of that to get me in a dark place, you know? It's you know, and so many women and men, they stay in relationships, they say, oh, for the kids, you know, but when it's a toxic relationship, it's you know, it is best for, I think, for in my situation, for them to have one parent here and the other one wherever, you know, where he is, so that we can live in a peaceful home. You know, I would not, when I think about like how I am now, I'm like, dang, how is it that we can communicate better now that we're apart, and you know, he's in a whole nother state, but you know, it's we're living a peaceful life, and whatever God has prepared for me, I'm just going to be patient. You know, the truth of the matter is, I really have to focus on my happiness along with theirs, and just God's will. I'm all about God's will right now, for real. I can't run the show all the time. I can't control it all. When I don't know what's going to happen, I definitely say that serenity prayer. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. But look at them. I've walked more than a mile. I might go to 2 miles because I have some time to, before I have to get ready for work. So that's great. Thank you, amen. You know, serenity, I really love that word serenity. I didn't understand what serenity was until I started to have it. You know, serenity to me, what is serenity to you? Serenity to me is waking up and not having the compulsion to drink. Serenity to me is waking up, thanking my Creator for waking me up today. You know, I just recently had anniversary of a dear friend of mine. A couple of them that passed away several years ago. I'm gonna say at least one of them was, it's been 3 years, and the other one it's been 4 years, but there's people that come in your life that you grow up with, that are your good friends, and they're almost closer to you than some of your family members. And I guess the reason why I have so much a hard time with these girlfriends of mine, their death, And I thank God that I'm where I'm at is because we both had the same struggle, and we both we all had similar. I'm not gonna say this. Yeah, we had the same addiction. We were addicted to alcohol, and we did other recreational drugs. And it's like I just think I thank God that I'm still here. But I guess it's called. People would say it's like survival's remorse or grief, and you know, I've been thinking about going to grief counseling for it because it's rough. You know, I was so close to these girlfriends of mine. It's like I have this chair that they used to sit in when they used to come visit me, and I don't want to say, I don't care how I sound, but there's times where I could just like seriously feel their spirit around me. And I just thank God that I'm alive. They didn't make it to 40. They both died when they were 38, and I stopped drinking when I was 37. And so to move through life without friends that I've known for a long time that went through, I guess people would say that went through the mud with you, and to come out of it with God's glory and a lot of victory, and to have them not be here, it's a struggle from time to time. Yeah. And it's crazy how there's some years it could just, it can change. There's some years I won't even, I'm not gonna say I won't think about it, but then it just can hit you like, yeah, it just hits you. But you know what? It's good to talk about it. But I definitely am going to give myself some grief counseling and some more therapy towards it because it's hard. Struggle. But you know what? I always say when I think about it, Roxy, you know what's a blessing? I don't have to drink over it, because I used to drink over stuff like this, and people don't understand that, don't have a problem with it, but I just say, those who know, they know. If you know, you know. And it's a miracle that I'm standing here, walking here today, not drowning myself into my sorrows, because a drink would never make anything better. Yeah, I gotta feel. You really have to feel, can't numb it out. And sometimes it doesn't feel good to really feel everything, but I'm grateful that I can. And yeah, I'm gonna just go for 2 miles because I can, and it feels good that I got up and did this. I have a new therapist and I talk to her every week. That's great. Yeah, I had a therapist, but it didn't work out because I wasn't consistent with my appointments, and I need to make time for myself to actually have that and do that, because it's necessary. And then I also make time to pray in the morning. I feel like I need to put more time into that, a lot more time into that, and to journal. Journaling helps. So yeah, I'm almost there, and I'm gonna get down and get ready for work. I'm just trying to keep I almost started scrolling to see what else was going on. I was like, don't do that, Keisha. Just hit the live button and say what's on your heart. Stay consistent, y'all, with a routine, a healthy routine. Because, I don't want you to get into the routine of like drinking or using. I don't even smoke no more. Did I tell you I don't even smoke weed? I stopped my first journey. I don't even know how long it's been at this point. My first journey of not smoking started when I wasn't passing my math test for school. And I was like, what the hell? I cannot pass these math tests. And, I have to give it up. So I gave it up. In the first week, I passed my math test. And so, I need to talk to her every week. Okay. Yeah, thank you for listening. I appreciate it. And thank you also for sharing. Thank you for sharing your journey and what you're going through. I'd love to hear about your experience as an actor. I'm like, yeah, I saw that, the Law and Order. I was like, look, there's Roxy. That's my girl. She's an actor in New York. I would love to see you do more. I hope you're able to do more in your career as an actor. And you can sing, girl. You have a beautiful voice. I like that intro you have. I could be blue, I could be green, I could be violet sky. I don't know if that, I don't think that's you singing, but I think that's a really cute intro. I think it's really uplifting. When I listen to it, it makes me feel good. So I think that's really cute. Oh, yes, okay, I'm almost to the 2 mile mark. I only was going to do a mile, but I'm gonna do 2 miles. And I know people probably only would check in to see big old booty bouncing up and down, but that's not what KP's gonna be doing. I'm not gonna be sharing my backside like that. Nope. All right. So. That's your favorite intro. That's why I love it. It makes me feel so happy. I'm like, oh, it's so cool. Keep it up. Okay, here I am. I'm almost to 2 miles and I am going to end it there. If you're painstaking about this phase of your development, you'll be amazed before you're halfway through. You're gonna know a new freedom and a new happiness. You will not regret the past nor wish to shut the door on it. You'll comprehend the word serenity and you will know peace no matter how far down the scale you go. You'll see how your experience can benefit others. And I hope that my experience benefits you. Shout out to Natural TT. I know she has 36 plus days now. I'm just, I'm claiming it for you right now, sister. Love you. I love you too, Roxy. Love you, love you, love you. Love you, and I love all y'all that's watching. And don't forget to hit that notification bell, like, and subscribe. Take good care of yourself, and remember, serenity prayer really does help. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Okay, I did 2 miles. We're gonna try to do 3 miles tomorrow. Okay, let's go.